What's up, fellas? It's time to wake up and get our minds right. It's Wake Up Mintzy, presented by the fine folks of Dude Wipes. You'll never have to use scratchy, dry toilet paper again. One use of Dude Wipes will change your life. You'll wonder, where the hell has this product been all my life? This is amazing. You can find them online. You can find them at Target, Walmart, and all retail stores nationwide. Dude Wipes, no product is better than cleaning up messes. Bunch of stuff to get into today. I'm fired up to be here on this Thursday morning because yesterday, it's always so much fun when the whole Barstool office is together. And yesterday, we had the Barstool Mini Golf Open. Great event. Just so much fun. We turned our gym basketball court into a mini golf set. And honestly, I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. I unfortunately did not make the cut. I wonder if Ryan Whitney is going to even be allowed to come back. He was so dominant. He was 30 under after 2 rounds. Just a crazy performance by Mr. Whitney. I'm joined as always by my producer, Tyler Moody from Louisiana. What's up, Mr. Moody? How are you?
Hey, good morning, Ben. Pretty fired up today. You got the Masters, NBA playoffs coming to a head, Major League Baseball, of course. It's a great week to be a sports fan.
Hell yeah, it is. And we got some good energy here in the morning. The weather a little better in Louisiana because yesterday was pretty funny when, like, literally the second we were going on the air, there were tornado warnings in Louisiana and it, like, knocked your power out, caused us to scramble a little.
Yeah, I lost power. I mean, 7:59, the power went out. Fortunately, we had it back up and running by like 8:04, so that was a pretty good save. But yeah, weather's finally better, and we're ready to roll here on a Thursday.
Damn right we are. I'm happy to be here. As you said, we got a lot of stuff to get into, but you know what? We got a special guest today. We're going to be joined by Billy Football at about 8:20, 8:25. He is getting ready. He got the signatures for the Congress run. He had to get, what was it? He had 1,250 or 2,500. I know he's up against the clock. He got them. He's on the ballot. And what's funny about Billy right now is I texted him earlier this week on Monday, like, hey, I want to get you a Wake Up Mintzy. He's like, Mintz. It's so crazy right now. You got to send an email to this Bill Cotter for Congress email to schedule me because he's been on Fox News. He's been everywhere. And so Billy's gotten so big that I can't even directly book him. I got to go through a third party now. And he used to live across the hall from me. That's kind of wild, right?
Yeah, Billy Big Time is what it sounds like. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit shocked that he actually got all the signatures that was needed. Whenever we were talking to him last week, it was like, yeah, it's a fun story, but I don't know that he can get there. And man, impressive stuff by Billy. And I'm just curious to see how far this will go now.
Yeah, he's out there. He's taking it to the streets. I mean, I love it, dude. I love Billy's aggression. He's out there making moves, getting it done. So we got some other fun stuff. We got a good kind of mixing it up here on Wake Up Mitzi. So yesterday, a video came out of what's for lunch with Chef Donnie and me as I tried to redeem my grilled cheese disaster from the Yak Pro Day with Chris Clemmer. We're going to air that in a minute and see how I did in case y'all missed it. It's pretty damn funny, I got to say. Thanks to Chef Donnie for having me. Chef Donnie and I kind of talking about maybe doing some more cooking stuff in the kitchen. I'd like to learn from him. And it seems like every time we do a cooking video, whether I screw it up or not, at least it gets clicks and people have thoughts. And you know what? Ultimately, that's the game. The Masters is teeing off, you see 10:30 Eastern, Moody. So because there's a lot of worries about the weather, 30 to 45-mile-an-hour winds. It's a lot of that stuff I guess you saw in Louisiana is going to be in Georgia today. From yesterday, the last couple of days, they're worried about it delaying today, but they are going to tee off at 10:30 Eastern. We'll look through some DraftKings odds, try to make some picks. Scotty Scheffler, prohibitive favorite at like plus 425, and I get it. He's so dominant. He's won there. All that, but like I can't take a plus 425 favorite in a golf tournament. It's just so many people and so many variables that I think that's a little short on the odds, no matter how good he is. But I mean, I do give him some credit. He's the best golfer in the world right now. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to look for a little bit of longer shot value. Usually the Masters, you don't see like a super long shot ever win the Masters because it's grueling over 4 days. Like you might see some good scores the first day, but we're going to try to find some value. I think there's a few guys out there that we're going to take some flyers on, and we'll get to that. Also, NBA playoff race coming down to the nitty gritty, especially in the Western Conference. The season ends on Sunday. Closely watching in the West, the race at the top 3 seeds is separated by 1 game. The Denver Nuggets beat the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, so now they're the 1 seed. The T-Wolves and Thunder are the 2 and 3 tied. Denver's 1 game up. And then on the back end, man, I'm obviously a big New Orleans Pelicans fan. It is a stressful as hell week There's all kinds of fights around the play-in stuff. Right now, Dallas is the 5. They got a 2-game lead on the Pelicans, so that looks safe. But man, 6 through 8 or 9 is just way up for grabs. Right now, the Pelicans are 46-32. The Suns are 46-30. Or Pels are 47-32. I'm sorry. The Suns are 47-33, half game back, but the Suns do have the tiebreaker on the Pelicans. And then the Kings are 45-34, and then the Lakers are right behind them and the Warriors have been hot lately too. Moody, isn't it wild? Could we have a Lakers-Warriors 9-10 playing game? Wouldn't that be kind of nuts?
I was just looking at that this morning. It's something you wouldn't expect, but it's honestly shaping up that way. Barring something crazy happening down the stretch, you're going to have them at 9-10. I mean, LeBron and Steph having to battle their way into the playoffs is pretty crazy. It really is.
Yeah, it just shows the depth of the Western Conference. Shout out Stella Blue. I believe you still have time to enter their Masters competition. They're giving away 5 golden mugs, Stella Blue coffee. Amazing product. I mean, it's the only way to wake up, start your day. And how can you not want to support Big Cat, one of the greatest Americans that's ever done it? All right. We're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into my What's for Lunch that came out last night with Chef Donnie. Do I redeem my disastrous grilled cheese from the Barstool Yak? We're gonna air that for a few minutes, and we're gonna come back and talk about the Masters and playoffs, and then we're gonna get to Billy football around 8:20 to hear about his congressional run. Thanks for joining us on Wake Up Mintzy. Moody, let's see if I can redeem my disastrous grilled cheese.
Yo, Mintzy, what's for lunch?
We're back for grilled cheese redemption, and I promise to not burn this son of a bitch down.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm a private chef, cook for money, yeah.
Guys, welcome back to What's for Lunch. Mintzy, welcome to What's for Lunch.
Thrilled to be here.
We're doing a little grilled cheese redemption. So, a couple weeks ago on the Yak, you had a grilled cheese off with Clemmer. You both did, we'll say, an interesting job. Actually, we'll be honest, that was terrible. It wasn't your best work.
Mintzy's on fire, Mintzy's on fire.
Mintzy fire.
But I think you have it in you to make a good grilled cheese, so I have confidence in you.
Well, when the bar is set very low, there's only one place to go, and that's up, my friend. I think
that.
you're just the guy to help me do
Well,
that.
that's a great attitude. So today, Mintzy, we're gonna have you kind of go through the steps. I want you to do on your own, and then I'm gonna show you my version. I want to see you make a grilled cheese again, though, okay? And then we'll correct everything you're doing wrong. So without further ado, I think we'll just get right into it.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. Here we go. I'm gonna get the burner. So last time you were on this, you managed to catch the pan on fire.
Well, it wasn't good.
It was almost, honestly, kind of impressive. That's usually a technique called flambeing, where you get the alcohol, you get the thing in the pan on fire. That's a pretty advanced technique.
That's
so
exactly what I was going for.
there you go. You flambéed a grilled cheese, which I haven't seen before, but you're out here inventing new things.
Innovation.
Here, I'll give you a bread knife and fire away. See, I like that. You took the bread out of the bag this time.
He's cutting it with the bag on. He's cutting it with the bag on.
Honestly, there was no thinking. I was just acting, and it wasn't good. We're gonna think through things a little better.
Okay.
We're gonna slice the bread a lot thinner today.
You weren't set up for the easiest grilled cheese last time. You had a baguette, which is I would never use to make a grilled cheese sandwich, and you had blocks of cheese, which we have now, but it wasn't the easiest setup. So
Yeah, you're being way more nice than you should be. I screwed it up pretty good.
no, it's all right. Today we got some nice sourdough bread. You're slicing that up. It's looking good. Do you cook a lot, Mince?
No, the only thing I cook decent is breakfast. I'll do like eggs and stuff, which we need to do. Wake Up Mintzy, a little breakfast edition, you and me.
All right, you're still slicing that bread. Nice.
Ooh,
Breakfast.
that was not a very good slice.
We'll let you do another one. I will say, I feel like a grilled cheese is something that most people know how to cook or learn how to cook at a young age, early on in the cooking career. Have you ever cooked grilled cheese before?
Yes.
So you got your bread sliced. All right, let's move on. We'll just go standard frying pan here.
Okay. I'm actually gonna throw a little butter on this guy.
Oh, okay. Butter in the bread. It's a good technique. So lunch, do you make lunches or is your...
Man, I'm just breakfast, and I unfortunately probably eat out way more than I should.
So maybe we'll do a little series where I can teach you basics.
I would love that.
Of, the chicken, the steak.
No doubt.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I can cook some protein. Okay.
if you guys would like to see that, if you'd like to see a little series where I kind of teach Mintzy, a little mini culinary school, we'll call it. That could be fun. So let me know.
I would love that. I need to try to watch the sugar intake if I could cook decent.
diabetic?
No, not diabetic. Well,
Pre-diabetic?
No, I'm not, but I would just like to be healthy. I'm like a fathlete, like fat athlete.
I like that. That's
Something
good.
like that would be how I describe it. I'm gonna slice up some cheese.
You're gonna slice the cheese?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go thinner on it.
If there are any tools you want in the kitchen, let me know, because I have pretty much anything you can think of. So
Okay.
if there's any specific tool you'd need, you kind of really carved into that. That is honestly impressive. I've never seen anyone on the show. You cut through the board. You don't know your own strength. You are a fat lead.
Go and leave your mark, boys.
All right, Mintzy, let's keep going. This is getting pretty hot here, Mintzy. Watch your heat.
Okay. Turn the heat down.
There you go. And again, if there's any tools you need, let me know.
That's probably not enough.
So you're stacking the cheese on top of the buttered side. Okay, I like that.
You're supposed to actually do it the other way, all right? But whatever. Y'all need some butter.
All right.
All right, and let's see.
So walk me through, what are we thinking here?
I was just trying to get a little butter to like caramelize it a little bit.
Caramel, okay.
On the bread, you know? I thought that like always helps. Hell of a kitchen you got here.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a hell of a kitchen, and we'll see how long it stays alive and doesn't get burnt out. I don't. Now I'm a little concerned. I hope I still have a kitchen at the end of this episode.
Hey, we're getting a little smoky here. I got the heat down though.
No, I think you turned it up on accident.
Oh, okay.
I think you turned it way up, but
Okay, now I've turned it down. I'm sorry I'm bringing so much unnecessary stress.
Oh,
into your life.
it's totally fine. I think if all business Pete sees this, he might have a heart attack. When you usually make a grilled cheese, what do you do?
Man, I haven't made a grilled cheese since I was like, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and you've just forgotten that. That's a distant memory at this point.
A lot of things have been forgotten over these years. It's been quite a journey.
All right, so now we're under control temperature-wise. Actually, you've turned the pan completely off, so now you have no heat. So we went from a little too high to 0, but now you're just letting gas out. So make sure you turn it all the way to get that click. Yep.
And now,
All right.
medium.
Perfect. All right, now we're on medium. Now we're cooking with gas, as they say.
Man, love the widespread panic, always will.
You're a drug guy at these shows?
No,
or-
of course not, man. We're nothing but clean living these days.
Oh,
you know?
look at that.
You know, like I'm a beacon of morality if there ever was.
That's right.
one.
You're the highest guy I've ever seen on life. I think.
There you go. There you go.
So at least the cheese is melting. I don't know how that bread's gonna look when it's flipped over, but
I'm worried it's gonna be a little
I don't know. You know.
little crisp.
Really
when you
is.
expect the worst ever and you do marginally bad, it's still a big upgrade. I don't know what it is with me smoking your kitchen up though, man.
I hate to do this. I didn't want to intervene, but this is almost a flashback of. This is an exact flashback. No fires this time.
Good. I just want to get this cheese melted. I'm gonna flip it here in a minute. All right, this side's pretty toasted, so I don't think I need to flip it.
You don't think you need to flip it?
Of course, I hadn't seen the other side yet.
Well,
so.
should we just see what it looks? Let's just see what it looks like.
See what it looks like.
Let's just give it a gander.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh, Mintzy.
Tough scene. We torched it again. Damn it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do another one. That's torched pretty good.
We can shave some of that off.
I screwed up on the melting the cheese versus bread.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Not good, boys.
Well, I think that's about cooked.
I think we've more than cooked.
I think we can take yours off.
it does look melted.
But it does look melted. See, that's a. Wow, way to stay positive, man. It does look melted.
You know, bad things are always a blessing.
Look,
you just never know
honestly,
why.
you did melt the cheese.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a credit for that because last time you didn't melt the
No,
cheese.
because I
So,
cut it too thick last
If
time.
I'm going off of last time, you did improve. Yeah, it's crazy to look at this and go, you actually improved, but you did.
I certainly know that people will watch and laugh.
People will definitely watch and laugh. That was Mintzy's grilled cheese. I will make mine and then we will have somebody judge. All right, my turn. So, first thing I'm gonna do, slice the bread. The only thing I would have done differently is slice it on a little bit of a bias.
Okay.
You get a little bit of a longer piece. Okay. So, I was trying, when I kept asking you any equipment, I was hoping you'd ask for a cheese grater, but you didn't. So I'm gonna grate some of this cheese. It's gonna melt a little better that way.
Yeah, and it'll melt quicker, and you won't have to burn it. Probably needed more of a nudge in that direction.
Okay, and then this is Gouda, so I'm doing just a nice little blend here. The thing that was going on with yours is the heat was just way too high. You really want to go on a much lower heat because otherwise,
To avoid torching the bread.
what's going to happen is you're going to burn the bread before the cheese melts.
And that's exactly what happened.
And that's exactly what happened. I'm going to hit it with my cheese blend right away on both sides. And I like when the cheese kind of falls over and you get little crispy bits of cheese on there, some fried cheese. That's kind of it, all we're doing. And then we're going to fold together and that'll be that. So let's take a peek at this. See, that's getting
That's
a
looking
nice
good.
toast.
Nice caramelization.
So caramelization, you kind of use the word is more safe for like when you're getting sugars out of
Okay.
something. So an onion has a lot of natural sugar. When you start to brown those sugars, that's how a caramel is formed. So caramels, anytime you're browning sugars.
Okay.
This we would just say it's got a nice toast.
Toast,
It's
okay.
just toast. You know?
Okay.
Same color, just different terminology.
Got it.
For being technical, it's toast caramelizes for those sugars. I'm gonna go ahead and just flip this over.
Ooh, that looks good.
And look at that, we have a
Then you
little,
got those cheese
yeah,
edges,
so I
those
was
crispy
talking about, we have
bits,
those
yeah.
crispy bits. To finish this off, we have this crusty edge like I was talking about, right? We're gonna make that even more profound. We're gonna make a Parmesan crown. So we're gonna put this directly into the pan. We have that cheese kind of bubbling away. We're gonna put this right in the center of that, but we're looking for that color to just get golden brown on that, and we'll flip it up. Jersey Jerry's coming in for a blind taste test. He'll be our taste tester here. All right, I'm gonna flip this over.
Oh.
And look, you have a little crown. As this cools, look, you have like a little chip that starts to form on top. All right, Jerry, come on over here. Try this one first, so right in front of you.
Bread is definitely burnt. Well, no doubt about that one. The cheese is good. Bread is significantly burnt on that one.
Here's the second one is right here.
I get every flavor. I get the butter. Cheese is perfectly melted.
Which one are you going with?
The second one.
The second one?
100%.
Which do you think is which? Do you want to take the blindfold off now? Take the
Yeah.
blindfold off. And we'll let you just look at the.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely burnt.
Whoa, wait till you see this side.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Bro. That was good.
Thanks, dude.
Really good.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of What's for Lunch. Jerry, thanks for judging.
Yeah.
Hey, as I said, our goal is to not burn the kitchen down. We're still here in one piece, and somehow I actually improved. So
He improved. You melted the cheese
Yeah, the
this time.
cheese was melted.
You melted
Yeah.
the cheese.
we
I
improved.
agree.
You melted the cheese. Guys, that's going to do it for this episode of What's for Lunch. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming by.
Of course.
Peace.
All right, welcome back to Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes. Shout out to Chef Donnie for having me on What's for Lunch. I don't know if anybody would eat that grilled cheese. Moody, I thought I improved because I actually melted the cheese, but it was a tough scene again.
Is there anything that you would feel confident in cooking, Mintz?
I think I could cook like eggs and omelets decent. So I need to. My breakfast is not terrible, but yeah, the grilled cheese thing. He gave some good pointers on the way back, and Chef Donnie's was delicious as expected. But yeah, I definitely torched that bread. It wasn't good, but loved What's for Lunch, and Chef Donnie had me on, and I hope to get to do some more stuff with him. But not probably nothing to be proud of there, right? Definitely not my finest effort, that's for sure. But thanks to Chef Donnie again for having me on What's for Lunch. Some other stuff to get into. So I'm looking at the Masters odds on DraftKings right now. Masters teeing off at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, so in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm trying to find some long shots. I kind of mentioned this at the beginning of the show. The thing about the Masters, though, you really never see anybody. Like, I can't remember too many people that have won that have been like 75-1 or higher. I mean, it's a test for the best golfers in the world, and usually over 4 rounds, you figure it out. John Rahm, the defending champ, now 11-1. Brooks Koepka, 16-1. He took a lot of action from here. I know a lot of pardon my take, and a lot of people hopped on him. He was 20 or 25-1 before. Spieth, 25-1. Kind of looking at Joaquin Niemann at 30-1. I know he's maybe not as famous of an overall name, but he's been red hot on the Live Tour coming in and has momentum. Victor Hovland, 35-1's decent odds. You mentioned you kind of like DJ at 40-1, Moody, a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I've just never seen DJ's odds that high. I mean, 40-1's pretty good. He's a guy with a lot of length. If he can just come out and hit the ball well, he can get up and down the course. And he's a gamer. I mean, Dustin Johnson's one of those people. If you turn to the weekend and he's in the hunt, he's got the stones to get it done on Sunday. So I like him at 40-1. I just think as far as the odds are concerned and his ability off the tee that he's got a chance.
Well, yeah. So I took so DraftKings has a lot of pretty cool like bonus bets daily. Where they'll give you kind of some cool stuff. And I had a $25 bonus bet I took on Sam Burns 11-1 to make the top 5. But little did I realize, Moody, because Sam Burns is 65-1 overall, and obviously he's from Shreveport and a Louisiana guy, and so we're kind of a homer toward him. But his wife is due any day. Supposedly she's due on Tuesday, and he said if she goes into labor, he's going to withdraw. And so that's why you've seen his odds go from 50-1 to 65-1. I took that bet early last week before I realized all that. So I'm not feeling necessarily the most confident, but that kind of brings up a point. Like, at what point would he be like, I got to stay for the Masters over his wife going into labor? Like, what if he's like the leaver on Saturday and that happens? What kind of decision would that be? Like, I wonder, like, what's the threshold for him saying, because I mean, you got to think the birth of your first child, I mean, what, top 1 or 2 life experiences? But if you won the Masters, top 1 or 2 life experiences, like what point is the threshold for him where he'd have to at least debate it, you think?
I mean, imagine you've got a 3-stroke lead going into Sunday, and she goes into labor Sunday morning. I mean,
I think you're playing at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would have to.
I think if you're at
Saturday
Sunday,
night, yeah,
Like if you're like Friday, maybe not, but if you're the leader on Sunday and you've played your entire life to be the leader in Masters on a Sunday, I don't know how you can like. I think you're just playing and then getting on a private jet back to Louisiana right after, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's difficult. I mean, it's the birth of your first child. Oh man, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be in that situation because Sam hasn't been playing that great as of late. But
No.
hopefully, hopefully he is in that situation and it becomes one of the crazier stories in sports. But man, I don't know. I don't know what the threshold is. I would think you would have to be the leader to even think about missing your child being born.
Yeah, I didn't see if he placed it or not, but I know still President was talking about Dave was talking about putting a big bet in on Scheffler, but then he was talking yesterday worried because Scheffler's wife's pregnant too, but she's not due for a couple weeks. But he's also in a weird situation with that, but not quite as much of an emergency as Sam Burns. But certainly situations to be monitored. Do you have any favorite Masters memories or anything?
Uh, I mean, just I'm not the biggest golf fan in the world. Just some of Tiger's big moments, obviously. Yeah, there's just something about Masters Week that everybody gets. Probably my favorite thing is I won a huge pull for a couple grand one year, so that was probably my favorite Masters memory. To be honest, it's kind of
Yeah.
selfish, but you know.
Mine's is 04 being there when Mickelson finally won his first major after he was snake bit forever. That was one of the coolest things I've ever been at. Tiger winning in 2019, just seeing that at his older age was kind of unforgettable too. Well, looks like we're going to be joined now by congressional candidate in New York's 3rd district. And you know what? Is there another congressional candidate in the world that would join you from his kitchen that has a squat rack? He's got sweat all over his face. He's obviously been up pumping some iron, but we're going to be joined now with the one, the only Billy Football, or actually, I'm going to address him as Bill Cotter now because we're going official. Bill Cotter for Congress. Billy, how are you this morning? Welcome.
I'm doing amazing. Even better with you now, Ben. Yeah, I was hitting the rack, getting some weight up, getting some reps up, took a little run. I had to get on Wake Up Mintzy. I had to hop on. So
we got to give you got to give the people what they want. And we always love having you on here. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot of stuff to get into here. I was joking on here at the beginning, but you were mentioning to me. So I sent you a text on Monday, and obviously Billy and I are close. I mean, we used to live across the hall from each other. We still keep up with each other a lot. But Billy, you said like, hey man, things are so crazy right now. I need you to send an email to the people who schedule me because it's that nuts. So I had to email your Running for Congress thing. And luckily they were able to get back to me and schedule you for Thursday. What's a day in your life like at this point?
Dude, I'm getting in where I can. I'm sorry. I put you on high priority on the press list. I said Wake Up Mintzy is #1. We passed up the New York Times this morning. So
you passed up the New York Times for Wake Up Mintzy. There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, but actually they wanted to do a call and we pushed them. But it's crazy. Yesterday I was at the New York Post. Tonight I'm at Newsmax. And then I was campaigning. It's heating up. It is heating up. But the busier the better. It's crazy. It's gotten nuts. And and plus you gotta take the actual time to study the Constitution, study the day in the life of a congressman, what exactly to do, the issues, current bills that are being passed, the issues at hand, try to figure out what the people need, what the people want, what the constituents are voicing. So, it's a lot, but I kind of have this new sort of, I don't know, it's easy to do because it feels right. So
you feel called to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it makes it easier, but I'm still getting in where I can, workout wise, keep the mind right. I have a lot of Mintzy voice in my head telling me when things get down, just got to keep my mind right. It's great.
Damn right. I love to see it. Well, let's go back a couple weeks because we had you on a few weeks ago and you were at that point getting the signatures needed to get on the District 3 ballot. And did you need 1,250 or 2,500? I can't remember.
We needed 1,250. We ended up getting around 3,000. And
damn, good performance.
Yeah. Yeah. We racking them up. But it's crazy. It was so insurmountable at the time. We thought, a lot were going to get thrown out and whatnot, but we got them, and now we're here, and we're suiting up for the primary June 25th.
So, okay. So how did you, because you were thinking the signatures were kind of insurmountable. I know you had an event at Borelli's. Like, how did you get that hot to get to 3,000? I know you were out taking it to the people.
A lot of supermarkets, a lot of door knocking, a lot of days in the rain trying to look for registered Republicans in New York's 3rd district. It was quite it was crazy looking back. I mean, we really got it together in 3 weeks, and I mean, I can't believe that we were able to do it. I mean, insurmountable odds, totally grassroots campaign, just me, some volunteers, my buddies, really just getting it done. It's wild.
We're joined by Billy Football, otherwise known as Bill Cotter, running for Congress in New York's 3rd congressional district. So was that, how big of a sense of relief was it when you got that 1,250 signature?
I mean, when we got 1,250, we knew we were only halfway done. I felt when we were around 2,500, that's when I was like, oh shit, dude, we're up there. We're gonna make it. And it was a relief. And then I was like, Fox News wanted me on, so I hopped on there, and they were pressing me like, hey, we don't have any record of you submitting the signatures, because we had submitted them that day. Like, I wasn't up in Albany filming me handing in the signatures so I could go on Fox News. So wild.
Yeah, but you're on the ballot. So your next
Yeah.
big day is June 25th, the primary. How many people, do you have any idea how many people are on this primary ballot?
I think there's about 5, including me. So we gotta hit 30%. If we get 30% of the vote, we're in good shape.
Do you have any so I mean, I guess you got a little time here with it being June 25th. We're looking at about 2.5 months from right now. Do you have any like speeches planned or rallies planned, or is any of that stuff in the works?
We have some big stuff coming in the books. We're gonna have sort of a rally, definitely a rally, a couple. When people get back from college, we're basically gonna be throwing raves. It's gonna be like an EDM concert, good vibes. Like, hell, I mean, it might even be jam bands, Mintzy. It's gonna be great. We're gonna invite everybody, like anyone who's a registered Republican or wants to register, we can get them registered there. Come to the event. I mean, we got to raise some big bucks, and we have. I mean, think about this. Jose Canseco fight money, and then all the great stoolies who donated, we were able to get on the ballot. And we probably did that with 25K, which is tiny for campaign standards. So if more stoolies, if we get more donations, we'll be able to throw crazy events. Like we were so resourceful with what we were given. Like other campaigns have to pay off thousands of people. They have to pay off the establishment. We're getting shit done on a smaller budget. And, if you go to billcotterforcongress.com and donate, you're going to be able to see some, just even if you're just in it for the content, we're going to be, I'm just thinking of a beautiful summer's day, have some great music playing. I don't know if we can serve free beer on the campaign. I'm looking into it. We're going to have some great acts playing, and, I'm going to go up there and bring it to the people. And hopefully, the worst comes to worst, we have an amazing summer on District 3 on Long Island and have some fun. So
I believe this might be the first rave or EDM ever for a rally for Congress. You might be making American history.
I got a soft yes from Dante to DJ.
Okay. Dante the Don, saw him in the office today.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ben, I'd love to have you out there.
Dude, I'm all about it. Whatever I can do to support. I mean, I'm on here, the Bill Cotter for Congress. Look, I'm all about it. I'm going to donate to the campaign too.
Oh, thank you so much,
dude.
man.
I'm so into this. I think it's, at first, like everyone, like I know you real well, and I know how your mind, like you always have just creative outside the box ideas. When you brought it up, I was like, oh, this is just, I'm all in immediately. Because I mean,
Let's go, man.
And you're 25, and that's the youngest you can be to run, correct?
Yeah. And by the way, if you look at the founding fathers, they were all young during the revolution when they signed the Declaration of Independence. I mean, I think Alexander Hamilton, I was at the New York Post yesterday. He started the New York Post, was 21 years old when he signed the Declaration of Independence. But let me check that out real quick.
Okay. Well, I just know I like the young blood because, I mean, obviously we've got some older candidates right now running for a lot of stuff. And I think it's good for everybody that we get some younger blood in there. And it seems like you're bringing a new energy to it.
Yeah, yeah. So Alexander Hamilton was 21 when he signed the Declaration of Independence.
21 years old.
Yeah.
See, there you go. There you
So
go.
everyone,
The youth will
everyone,
rise.
I mean, we're gonna. And who else was young? We got some young guys in here. Who signed 26. Edward Rutledge was 26 years old. And that was one of the only other young guys, but they were young guys.
So
I mean,
what you mentioned, you had to study like bills and the Constitution and all that kind of stuff. How's that going? What have you learned?
it's fun. I mean, it's New York, it's American history, and specifically just a lot of the nuances of the issues that I'll probably be dealing with in the House. The SALT tax, the Stock Act, just looking into the intricacies and trying to, be the best congressman for my constituents. It's going to be a ride. I'll be learning a lot on the fly, but I think I'll make the right decisions and do the right thing. Because honestly, I think my intent is the best out of any candidate in the race and the best for New York's District 3.
Well, so you mentioned before on your platform, your big thing is like you're going in there to do this for the people. Whereas you've mentioned certain other people might have some business interest kind of stuff in the government, but you're wholeheartedly, that's not what you're about.
I mean, if you look at the establishment candidate for the Republicans, as well as the incumbent for the Democrats, you will see a litany of just it's ridiculous that this is that the government is supposed to be for the people, by the people, and we have people, and these individuals, it's for the special interest groups by the establishment, and it's ridiculous, and we got to put a stop to it, and hopefully, even if it doesn't go the distance, at least we'll get some of the ideas and issues to the forefront, because people are pissed. I mean, stuff that, like, the place I grew up is not the same as it is now. It's changed and not for the better. So I'm not going to stand by and be the generation that lets it slip, because we've been on onward, upward trajectory until about 2 years ago. So we'll see what happens.
So I asked a little bit about this before, but like, when did this idea, you were like, I want to run, like, the idea, like, I'm not saying when you knew you were going to do it, but when did the idea pop in your head? Like a year or two ago?
It popped into my head when I turned 25, because, when you, like, you turn 21, you can drink. You turn 22, you're like, okay, what else is cool? You turn 23, you're kind of like, 18 was fun. 16, you could drive. And you get older and you're like, what cool thing can I do at 25? So I turned 25, looked it up, run for Congress and rent a car. So once I rented a car, I was like, wait, I can run for Congress. Let's ride.
When you turned 25,
yeah,
you were going to do this. And then
I was thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I mean, I have like the opportunity to sort of, running would not impact my job, and tons of 25-year-olds across the country, they're struggling in this economy. They're working long hours and their wages aren't growing at the rate of the cost of living. So, I had the opportunity. It would be selfish of me to not take the opportunity and try to make a difference.
Would you say inflation is the biggest issue right now? What are the
inflation, overspending, the border crisis? Every single state in the union, in the continental United States, is now a border state. We have New York State is aiding and abetting individuals and incentivizing them to break our nation's immigration laws. We just need to get a handle on the situation, and the crime surge post-COVID has vastly changed the landscape of New York's District 3, and you probably heard about it in New York City itself.
Yeah. So do you have like any ideas toward how you would encourage trying to fix any of this stuff?
We got to pass bills that secure the situation at the border. I don't know what it's going to look like in the next Congress, but we've had some that are attached to crazy spending on foreign aid stuff. So we just need to pass bills that specifically address the border, because adding in all the other stuff is going to cause bad discourse that isn't going to happen. We got to make sure that a lot of the social services programs in New York State and New York City are changed so that they don't just take advantage of anyone who gets there. Like, the right for shelter policy should only apply to U.S. citizens or individuals who are homeless from the United States.
Are you,
we
are
got
you seeing, like, being around New York day to day? Are you seeing, do you see a lot of the migrants in the streets and stuff? Are you seeing like a difference?
no, so you can't really tell. Andrew Schultz talked about this on Joe Rogan, but you know, in New York is such a diverse place. The thing is, there's these camps in parks such as Randall's Island that changed a place that was supposed to be for kids to play, you know, baseball fields, football fields, and now a lot of that, great park to run and bike, and sort of an outlet outside of Central Park for people in Queens, people on Long Island, and uh, it's sort of been turned into this migrant camp with crime, a lot of individuals who are unvetted, and we got to get a control of the situation. Like, it's crazy that we're treating veterans who fought against terrorism overseas worse than we are unvetted individuals who might cause some of the same things they left the United States to go fight for. So
It is a wild, certainly is a crazy, wild dynamic. So you're saying the border and the inflation are your two biggest issues. Do you have any
And-
other ones you want to?
and balancing the budget. I mean, the national debt is getting huge, larger and larger by the day, and we're gonna get to the point where the GDP of the U.S. economy does not even get close to the debt payments we're gonna have to pay on the debt. And guess what? All of Congress that keeps raising the debt, they're going to be dead and gone. And it's going to be my generation that's going to have to pick up the bill after probably, not being able to buy houses, not struggling with the cost of living. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
Going by Bill Cotter, running for Congress in New York's 3rd congressional district.
Ben, we got to get you out there.
Look, I'm coming. No, I'm coming.
I need you hollering. I need you hollering on stage.
I'm in, man. I need to get. Look, I'm overdue a New York trip. So you mentioned the thing about, you always looked at like the quote unquote American dream. It's like being able to buy your house and, run your own business and all that kind of stuff, and how much those two things specifically have been hurt in the last few years. COVID was terrible for small business owners. And then you mentioned with the inflation and the crazy cost of rent in New York, nobody's able to buy their houses anymore.
The American dreams, the only reason that people are like losing, like, oh, is the American dream still the same? Yes, but the thing is, people have changed their standards because they don't think it's truly achievable to, in New York's District 3 especially, get to the point where they can buy housing, get to the point where they can, start a family and do all the things that, were part of the original American dream, which I still try to believe in. And I still, it gets harder and harder with how this government and how this country's been going. I just want to restore confidence in the U.S. government, confidence in our country, and bring a new age of transparency to politics that our new generation deserves. Every day I deal with hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. I hear their opinions. I hear their, issues. And, sometimes I voice those on this platform. I want to be able to take the voices, take the opinions of my constituents in District 3 and be their voice in the House of Representatives and truly bring change that they want and improve their lives.
Love it. Love it. I'll just kind of back up what you're saying, because I used to live in New York and now I live in Chicago, and I don't know how anybody could buy anything in New York. It's so expensive. I mean, it is crazy. The rent, the cost of real estate, just the day-to-day life there. I mean, you have to if you're not making 6 figures in New York, you're basically destitute. I mean, it's crazy what the day-to-day life is there. I mean, I joked all the time that I'm glad I quit drinking alcohol because I literally couldn't have afforded it to live there. And I know that's part of what you're not the alcohol thing, but just you're saying in general, the cost of living, and that's got to be part of it. I want to ask you what you think about another issue, because I have a good idea on it, is the censorship stuff. Where are you on that?
Look, we definitely need to maintain our First Amendment right to free speech, but there is stuff with TikTok and social media. I think we shouldn't shut it down, but especially we should make sure there's divestment from foreign hostile actors. I mean, I think that's obvious. We can't have, foreign malware in our hardware, just taking our information, possibly using it against us in a hostile situation. I think, we'd agree on that, but we got to make sure that the wording in the bill isn't used to attack American citizens' freedom of speech and right to own private property.
So you're a little more, it sounds like you're a little more concerned about TikTok just because it's not the US. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. That's everything else, laissez-faire, First Amendment.
Yeah, I know. Well, X, since Elon Musk bought Twitter and X, it seems like that's definitely opened up the free speech a little bit more.
Yeah, I wouldn't vote for a bill I wouldn't vote for a bill that would then put Elon's owning of X at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's
Yeah.
good. Look, I think the free speech thing is great. I mean, that's one of the founding principles. You know, censorship stuff. I'm not for either. So I certainly agree with you. So of all your media appearances, what was the? Were you nervous when you went on Fox News for the first time? Because I thought you sounded good.
I blacked out.
You blacked out on
I
Fox
blacked
News.
out, dude.
You
I don't
blacked out
remember it.
completely. Well, you seemed like well spoken. You didn't.
No, I
I mean,
just sort of like I didn't really know. I the adrenaline was pumping. I just sort of tapped in. I just like went into some hyper focus mode. You know, when I'm in intense situations, when I'm in dire situations, I just tap into something and it comes out. Like if you noticed when I'm more relaxed, that's when I sort of talk slower and I'm not as concise or sharp. But when I'm in those moments, when I'm in those dire situations, I tap into something and it comes out. It's like like it's literally like boxing. I don't remember my fight with Jose Canseco. I just remember the third person perspective of what happened. I don't remember the exacts of being in the ring doing it like the first person view. I remember I'm just watching the clips and seeing what happened. The exact same thing with the Fox News interview. I don't remember sitting in that chair.
It was playing football like that for you too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like I'm rewatching all the Last Chance Uganda stuff. Crazy episode. Check it out if you haven't last night. Literally, we expose some insane corruption. Which also that
Seems
impacted
to be a
me when
theme.
yeah, like I saw insane corruption in the federation in Uganda, and that made me like I'm just more pissed off when I see it right in front of me. Like it because you know I've seen the impact of it, I've seen how it hurts people, and it just really irks me and pisses me off.
Yeah, so check out Last Chance Uganda. It aired last night. You and Donnie went over there, made some headway.
Yeah.
Man, you're doing a lot of things these days. You're still part of macrodosing too, right?
Yes. Yes.
How's the discussion? Because y'all certainly have some different personalities on that show. What's the reception on there been like for your congressional run?
Well, no one's outwardly endorsed me, but
He hadn't endorsed you yet.
he might have endorsed me.
I felt like you were going to get his endorsement. I
I
thought
think he said
give T and Arian.
I think he said it's contingent on me appearing on a couple different shows. He wants me to do Steve Bannon. And that's how I'd get his that's how I'd get his support. So I'm a little but Arian did donate to the campaign.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
$50. So
All
that was
right.
cool.
Yeah, that's certainly cool. So what your media day-to-day stuff? I mean, we already heard, you know, you're the first guy to ever turn down the New York Times to come on Wake Up Mintzy. I mean, what an American. So day-to-day, I mean, how many media requests you're getting? You know, what's like how are you your time day-to-day? Like how are you
today
working out, which is good.
Yeah, I had to get that in early. Today, I, had a call with my team, 7 a.m. You know, big day today, so I had to get a workout in just to stay focused. Then I had my biggest hit of the day that I had to be ready for, Wake Up Mintzy. And
Damn
then
right.
at 11:15, there's another interview with it'll be coming out
Fair enough.
soon. And then I have another hit in 1:15, and then I have a little bit of a break. That'll probably end around 2:30. And then at 6 p.m. I got to go to Newsmax, and I will be on there around 6 o'clock.
This
So,
is nuts. Like, so what's like, you've obviously done the Barstool thing for a long time.
yeah.
Like, how different is this, like the political interviews from doing like the Barstool media day to day? I mean, it's a different world.
Different type of content, different type of writing, different type of takes, but very similar.
I mean, you've got a lot of experience for a 25-year-old dealing with media in the public eye, and you've also got an enormous social platform already. How much is that? How much is your social media platform you built through Barstool helping? It's got to be a ton. It's got to be why you have a chance here.
It helps me with networking, and it definitely gives me access, and I've been seeing all this stuff, and I just got to get it. It's hard to organize in the DMs, so we have to move everything to one email account. And if you have any media inquiries, go to press@BillCotterForCongress.com. Email those there, and we have people looking at that. So it's heating up, and you're just trying to stay on top of it. Honestly, I've gotten way more. George Santos has just endorsed me. Officially.
What? Breaking news on Wake Up Mintzy.
Uh,
George Santos has endorsed Bill Cotter for Congress. Is this true?
yes,
What are you reading right now?
he said it in an article, but it's an official endorsement now.
Breaking news: George Santos has officially endorsed Bill
This literally
Cotter.
just got posted 37 seconds ago.
Breaking news on Wake Up Mintzy. Who knew?
Oh man.
How instant reaction? How does this make you feel?
Well, I'll appreciate any support from a former congressman. So definitely anyone who's done the job has a wealth of experience. And we'll move on from there. I'll have we'll have his people reach out to my people, see what happens.
That's hilarious.
That's nuts.
It was, I would ask one of the all-time, because obviously part of the political game is you get put into some tough questions, and we're not quite asking as hard a hit in one of the Wake Up Mintzy as you're having to see on Fox News.
Yeah.
But the one that was like, do you support Donald Trump for president? And you said, I'll accept Donald Trump's endorsement. That was a wizard response, Billy. That was a great response.
Sink or swim. Do what you got to do.
I mean, that was you got put on the spot there, and I thought you had the right response.
Dude, my press advisor was like, she tried to slit your throat on live TV in that entire interview, and I've never seen a candidate bob and weave. And I was just like,
you look at the boxing.
Dude, you've seen, pardon my take, man. I was bobbing and weaving the whole time.
Man, that's so funny because they're just trying. Yeah, it's got to be tough though, where you have to watch literally everything you say or do because people are just looking for an end to blow up on media for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy times, man.
Well, okay, so BillCotterForCongress.com. You can donate there. We've got events coming up. It sounds like you're going to be announcing soon. You're going to be taking it to the people. Your primary is June 25th. I want to just thank you for giving us time for Wake Up Mintzy on your busy schedule. He said, press it, BillCotterForCongress.com. Look, that I had to email him too, even though I've known Billy a long time. So that's no matter what, don't text him. If go through the proper channels because the man's got a busy schedule. He's juggling job and running for Congress and making this damn thing happen, but still pumping some iron in his kitchen. So
hell yeah. Well,
going for the help.
Appreciate it, Ben.
Anything else you want to leave? Congrats on the George Santos endorsement. It's an unbelievable moment of Wake Up Mintzy history here we were part of.
I know, that's insane. Anything else I gotta say? Young men, watch your cholesterol. Apparently I got some high cholesterol I'm dealing with. Have you ever had problems with cholesterol?
Man, mine's a little high. It's not as bad as you would think being a bigger guy, but I am overdue to get it checked. Like I know my blood pressure is perfect, but that's still not your cholesterol. So I do need to get it checked.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to get some more fiber in my diet, but anyway, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you having me.
BillCotterForCongress.com. Billy football making waves. He's on the primary ballot June the 25th. Can't wait to see what kind of events he has in New York. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ben.
Billy football. Always. We'll get back in a few weeks. We're going to be following this Bill Cotter for Congress race extremely close on Wake Up Mintzy. Funny moment in the history of Wake Up Mintzy with the George Santos endorsement. Also want to mention, I actually sold 4 brick watches yesterday. Anybody that's still interested in brick watches, DM me. We'll see if we can make you some deals, see what we can do. Brickwatchcompany.com. We're still out there making moves on that front. And thanks to Dude Wipes and Stella Blue for sponsoring us. Tyler Moody, as always, great to have you. I am taking Patrick Cantlay at 45-1 as my Masters long shot. Masters teeing off, I believe, in about 41 minutes. And shout out Gino, new guy on social, doing a great job on Wake Up Mintzy. Welcome to the team. We're happy to have you. Let's keep building this. Please subscribe to our Rumble and follow Wake Up Mintzy on that link tree all over social media, on Twitter and Instagram specifically. Mr. Moody, thanks again as always. Another week in the books. We've had 4 in a row now. Who knows? Let's make it 5 next week. And mostly sports coming on in a few minutes. Final round of the Barstool Golf Mini Open later today. Masters starting, NBA playoff positioning last few days of the season. A lot of fun stuff going on. Have a great weekend, fellas. What's up, fellas? As y'all know, it's been a hell of a messy year. And the only thing messier than my online history are my big old fat sweaty dumps. That's why this season, I only trust Dude Wipes to handle my Mississippi mud pies.
Oh, Mintzy, you're cooking now. Ooh, wait.
When you're hot, you're hot.